Welcome to Booklore Book Club. My pick of the month was Say You Swear. Let's kick things off with a round table. Brittany has the spicy cover.
Ooh.
Ooh. So I found this book on TikTok with some very trusted sources that said it was like their favorite book of the year. You're going to love it, blah, blah, blah. And I would just like, cool, added it to my list and I would skip it because I didn't know what anything was going to be about. And I did accidentally see that it was a love triangle, but that's like all I knew. And I was like, ugh, like love triangle. And then, but I didn't know anything else about it. So when I read it, I just knew that like I was probably going to like it because I have similar tastes to some other girls. But I can start by saying I gave it a 5 out of 5. Thought it was my favorite book of the year, like promised. And I was obsessed with it. And I read like half of it. I stayed up really late reading it. And then for like a day, I couldn't read it, or 2 days. And then that was when we went to the movies, Brittany. And I was just like dying to go home and finish it. And then once I hit the part where like I thought she died, I like could not put it down. So yeah, there we go.
5 out of 5.
What did you guys think?
Favorite book of the year? I'm shooketh.
Yeah.
I also really enjoyed it. I think I finished it in like 3 days or something. I was just addicted to it once I got, especially like halfway through. And then when she died and like the other guy was trying to get with her, I was like, I need to finish this because if she ends up with this one guy, like I'm gonna be so mad. So I literally like finished it in like 4 hours the last night, but I thought it was good. I got a little bit annoyed with the brother and hers relationship and like how protective he was of her. I was like, oh my God, like it's a little too much. I get that they're twins and very close and like he's trying to protect her, but like I feel like he wouldn't even let her have her own life and stuff. But other than that, I thought it was good. I gave it a 5 out of 5 as well, just because I was literally glued to it for like 3 days.
That's saying a lot.
Brittany, I'm interested to hear your opinion on it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well I have a lot to unpack here. So, strap in. Okay, I have a lot to say. I'll start off by saying I had a really hard time even getting into this book, realizing after the fact that I guess she has a lot of books and a lot of the characters at the beginning are from other books that she's written. But going into this, not reading anything, there were so many characters she's introducing at the beginning. I didn't understand who was who, how they knew each other, who was related, like how anyone went together. I found that to be very confusing. I didn't understand why she did it like that. But then I was reading some of her. I guess this is considered part of a series.
It is?
You guys know that? Yes. I guess all the characters, the random characters, there's like 20 of them, it feels like, at the beginning, like while they're at the beach house. I guess a lot of those are from other books that she's written. So they're making guest appearances. But as someone who hasn't read any of her books before, I was so confused why she was introducing so many people. And I feel like Peyton, the one who was pregnant and the baby daddy died, who does she know? Is she just some random person that like I
I
was
don't
just
know. That seemed kind of like a random sideline to me.
Yeah, which
I
I
don't know
guess
why that was like a part of it.
She was like
yeah.
their best friend at the beach house or whatever.
But then it was weird too because the main character Ariana said that that was her first time meeting her, but come to find out it's because they're characters from other books she's written. So she's just trying to make like a cameo, but for me that was very confusing. Also, that they got a beach house that was unrealistic and unrelatable. I was like, what the heck? What parents would give their kids a beach house? But yeah, I bookmarked a few things that made me laugh out loud or like cringe or whatever. The first time that Chase and not the first time, but when Chase and Ariana finally have sex, that he just pulls a condom out of his back pocket. Like he's just keeping it there at all times.
For safekeeping.
When Noah Riley, we come to find out what the tattoo is on his arm, and it's a freaking goalpost. I'm sorry, I know he's a quarterback, but that made me laugh out loud. And then, okay, this is one thing too. I also agree with you, Sophia, about the twin thing. I do feel like I like characters where they have that close relationship and very protective. But he was almost like obsessive. Like I was actually thinking that maybe he was also in love with Ariana.
I know. I was like, it's getting kind of weird. Like
because it was so like I don't know. I do like that. Like I like when brothers are protective like that and they have that good relationship. But I almost felt like it was overdone a little bit, almost like obsessive, like disturbing to me. And two, like one thing which I know obviously it wouldn't be a story if it all worked out, but him being so against Chase and Ariana being together, but it's like that's your best friend. So why, you're willing to be friends with the guy, but then you don't want him to be with your sister. Like I thought that was kind of weird too. And just them, like, he doesn't know what transpired between them, but after the fact they're sitting next to each other, just sitting next to each other at the fire, and he like freaks out, is glaring, like get away from each other and stuff. And it's like, okay, like he's like almost like, are you in love with your sister and that's why you don't want anyone else to be with her? Like that was kind of weird to me. And almost like he felt like she was like too stupid to, was almost like degrading with her, like feels like he didn't trust her to make her own decisions, or I don't know, I feel like that was weird a little bit. But one part where I was like, okay, definitely brother sister relationship taken too far was when in the hospital after she had the accident and had amnesia, when he called out Chase saying that you took her virginity. Okay, if my brother knew when my virginity was taken, like what in the world? Let's see. Okay, and these are just some parts that made me laugh. I just okay, these are mostly just like scenes that she said, but at the end, like, the sexy smut part at the end, it says, "I've got a mouth full of." Did anyone remember that part? And this part says, "Her sucks my inside her."
to vacuum.
Yes, I was like, wow, that is a very interesting visual. But one thing I will say that I feel like Noah Riley carried this book on his back. If it was for his character alone, I would give this a 5-star rating. And one thing I will say is that I felt like I feel like it was a lot longer than it needed to be. I feel like I wasn't seriously invested until Noah Riley was in the picture. Honestly, like the whole beach thing at the beginning, I was kind of like, okay. But when they got to college and they were hanging out more, I did enjoy that part a lot. I thought the whole amnesia thing was very interesting. That's when it kind of got more. When she was hit by the car, I think my mouth was like, when I read that part. Very unexpected. I like that twist. And then two, I guess I should have seen it coming, but I did not at all ever in the world expect that it was going to be where she lost a baby that they had together. So that also was very shocking. And then two, they definitely got me when Paige comes and is like, "Oh, let me tell you what happened." I was like, "He died."
I thought he died too. I was convinced.
I did very much appreciate all the twists and turns with that. Oh, another thing that really, really bothered me, which I know obviously it was part of the story, but I thought it was also weird. Like, I know she didn't want anyone to tell her her memories. She wanted to figure it out on her own. But I thought, too, for her brother being such a weird guy the whole book, and then like everyone being so protective, that no one was stepping in when he's basically like leading her on. She doesn't remember anything, doesn't remember that what he did, but they're just letting him like take advantage of her basically, and no one steps in, which I know, like I said, I know it wouldn't be a story if that wasn't a thing. But overall, I would actually give this book a 3.8, only because of all the things that bothered me about it. But if it was up to Noah Riley himself, I could definitely see, Maddie, why he is your best book boyfriend. I very much enjoyed his character. I actually even thought about giving it a higher rating because I have been thinking about it since I stopped reading it, which I feel like is always a, sign of a good book.
So I had a couple of highlights. I don't even remember what I highlighted, but I have this highlight. It says, "When I'm happy, sad or mad, anything, music is what I seek. I relate life to lyrics, tone to mood." I feel like I'm like that, so I highlighted that. And then I have a note from the author I highlighted at the end that says, I haven't even read these since I highlighted it. "Noah, oh my God, that man dies. I think the term book boyfriend has been obliterated because that man is straight up book husband material. LOL, deep happy sigh."
Oh no, he was so good.
But these are the notes that I took for myself on, like, as soon as I finished it. I'll just read it to you. "Oh my God, I loved Noah. My all-time favorite book boyfriend. Loved the twin scenario. Mason sometimes was way too much way too overprotective for my liking, but I think it said a lot that he wasn't that way with Noah. Noah's relationship with his mom, so sweet in all caps. Loyal, caring, selfless, willing to give her, and then I guess this is in relation to Ari. Loving, caring, selfless, willing to give her up in order for her to be happy, even when he was hurting. Seeing her upset broke him. He always catered to her, breakfast, etc. Waited to get together, never pushed her, let her feel comfortable and openly talk about her past with Chase. Then I said, I thought she died when she was hit by the car. I knew she couldn't have, but I almost threw my Kindle because I thought the rest of it was how he was too late. I almost cried for Noah when she woke up and reached for Chase. The fact that they added the baby made the situation that much more sad. I'm so glad she came around. It was funny how she was always drawn to him even when she didn't know him. It drove me nuts that she wouldn't let them tell her anything. Why didn't she pick up on the way he reacted, how he knew everything, etc.? Then I said, I hope they make a book for each friend. Ugh, so good. And then I like reminded myself like the names of people. I'm with you. I thought it was super weird. Like I would smack my brother in the face if he acted like that, like most of the time. But I think like it was a little bit overdone. But I think the point of that was to show that like he completely trusted Noah, and it was like, you know, like I didn't really agree with it either. But I think that was kind of like the point of it. And then the whole amnesia thing, I thought it was going to be really cheesy, but I was like super into it, and I was really frustrated, like you said, that the friends like didn't step in. And I promised if that happened to you guys, I would tell you that
Yeah.
even if you told me not to.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty annoying, but I was like super into it. I was with you. Like at the beginning, I didn't really know what was going on, like with the beach scene, and I never really understood the other characters. But I thought maybe it was because I was reading so fast in the beginning. But it sounds like it just wasn't in there. But yeah, I really liked it, and I hope she does one for like Brady and like even like her brother and Cameron and all them. Like I think it would be fun to see like their side of things, but. I did think Noah was super sweet, like with his mom. Like it had a bunch of different like side storylines that I thought were good. And I 100% thought she died. Like I was reading like those next paragraphs, and I'm like, is this a joke? Like I'm not reading the rest of this book if she's dead. But
That's how I felt when I thought he died. I was like, oh, she
yeah, I
did
thought he
not just
died
do
too.
that. Like that, I would have given this book a 1 star if she killed him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it made you think he died when his mom died, right?
Yeah, because they were like, oh, we'll take you to the funeral. And I was like, the funeral?
And then too, they're like, oh, she sees his body. And I was like, oh, she killed him? I probably would have stopped reading the book if she did that.
Yeah, no.
Another thing I was going to say too, which maybe you guys can shed some light because I was very confused, but Noah and Ariana, and they're at the gym, I guess, and they're exercising, and then, they start to, whatever. And then Chase walks in, sees them, and then they leave, and she makes a comment to Chase, or makes a comment out loud, let's finish this somewhere else. And then passes by Chase and says, it's all yours now, or you have it to yourself now. And then that's what kind of caused them to where they stopped talking and they were fighting, Noah and Ariana. But I don't really understand like how that comment was so upsetting.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know. I don't think it was as big of a deal as he made it out to be. The only thing I thought was maybe like he thought she wasn't completely over him if she was trying to kind of like rub it in his face or something.
yeah.
Well, I
I was
thought it
just
said that she was. I thought it said that she was watching him, like while he walked in. Like she was
no,
like looking at him.
it like said that she noticed he was there, and then that's when she said, let's finish this somewhere else. It was made to sound that she used Noah to make Chase jealous. That's how Noah felt. But she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, like I can't believe I never meant to hurt anyone and stuff. But I thought I missed something. Like I kept going back and rereading because I was kind of confused what
Yeah,
exactly, which after the fact I was like, okay, maybe the author did this because it's something that's kind of subtle, where she didn't want to make it where it was too much of a big fight because then it would be an issue. So it's kind of like a subtle thing. But then too, I was kind of like, okay, that's like you guys are really gonna not speak to each other because of that. Like it was kind
yeah.
of
I
you
thought I
know
did something too, but then I realized that it was like I think she was supposed to have like made like like looked at him like before they
yeah.
stopped, or then like made a comment, and he was like more concerned that like she just wanted to like make a comment and like make a thing out of it.
I could definitely see you with a Noah Riley, Maddie.
Pray for that.
Where can we find you a Noah Riley?
Where can we find one?
I want to know who you guys thought of for Noah Riley.
I didn't really think of anyone.
I just kept picturing the guy that's on the front of the book.
I feel like I don't like the guy in the front of the book
I
though.
don't either.
The only person I could think of because of his I don't even know the guy's name. The one who's in all like the Netflix things.
Yes.
What's
I
his?
thought about that for a minute, but I don't really.
Let
Yeah,
me
the
look
guy
him
that
up.
said like to all the boys I loved before or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, he's cute.
yeah. He kind of
Yeah.
has the look that
I
I feel
didn't want
they
it
were
to be him though.
describing.
Yeah, I kind of got that vibe at one point.
You
But
know who I thought of, but like I was like, it was more like thinking of him like in theory, but not really like. I did look up a photo of him just to see, and after seeing a photo, I'm like, oh no, that's not really who I was imagining. But I was like, kind of, sort of thinking about Mikey Keene.
oh my god.
I know, but it was more like in theory because he's a quarterback at a college. But then when I actually looked up a photo of him to like remember what he looks like, I was like, oh no, that's not who I'm imagining at all. But he
I
seems like he would be wholesome.
Yeah, I definitely have this like image of like my perfect guy, like when I'm reading that I'm thinking about. And it's not actor or anything, but like I don't give a shit if they say like they're blonde, blue eyes. Like I picture who I want to picture, like the whole
Yeah.
book.
Oh my god, that's so
Yeah,
funny.
your picture went away.
I know. I'm trying to figure out what
Oh.
that guy's name is, but I can't find him.
I like that though. I like that you're picking him for that. And honestly, I will say, I think this would be a really good movie. I would definitely watch it.
Yeah, I think it would be a good movie.
I'm sad you didn't like it as much. I thought you were gonna like it.
I did really. That's the thing. I think for some reason, and that's what I said too. I think if I had time, as much time as you guys had, to think about it, because I'm so slow. I think just now finishing it, I'm still thinking of all the things I didn't like about it, and it's overshadowing what I did like. Because, like I said, if it was just based off,
that guy.
oh yeah, oh, I could see that. Oh, I like that, Sophia.
Thank you.
I think if the whole first third of it, 30% of it was not there, I would have enjoyed it more too. Because it just seemed like I know she's trying to set the backstory and everything, but
Well,
I don't know.
don't tell Taylor what you think, and then let's see what she thinks.
No, I didn't. I told her, she was asking me if it was spicy, and like I said, I did tell her the part about the sucking. I was like, oh, well, the script.
I don't even remember like those parts. I just kind of like
Oh my god, it made me laugh. Well, that like honestly, it was like the epilogue. It was the very end. One thing though, I do wish too. I wish like the first 30%. I wish she cut that out and then added it on to the end. Like I would have liked to have seen more at the end. I think. I don't know.
like they were together.
Yeah, like more of Noah Riley.
Yeah. Maddie, for Ariana, I was for some reason, not that she's like an actress, but I was picturing Gemma from Love Island.
Oh, really?
Gemma from Love Island.
Yeah, because she's like a short, like petite brunette with like long hair, and I was like, she fits the bill.
Gemma
That's
her name?
Like,
yeah, her name's Gemma.
Gemma Owen. I pictured her as like Hispanic. I don't know why. I was picturing someone for her, but I don't know who it was.
Oh, that's a good pick for the Gemma girl.
Yeah.
Does she have a twin brother?
I think the brother, didn't it say the brother likes Peyton, whose baby daddy died?
Yeah.
That's the vibes I was getting.
Don't you think since this book blew up that like everybody will have their own book?
Oh yeah. Well, I think too someone said that they think that she's trying to make this a series where it's based off this friend group. I did like Brady though. I thought he was funny.
Yeah, Brady was funny.
But
her friend too, whatever her name was, I don't remember now.
Cameron.
Yeah.
I pictured Brady as like Dommy, but like not Dommy. I don't know why.
Is that a Love Island person?
That's another Love Island person.
Yeah.
Let me look up. Dami.
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 Yeah.
It's because it's like all I've been watching, so the people are just in my head all the time.
He's cute.
He's Irish.
He's Irish?
Yeah.
Dami Hope?
Yeah, these are the UK ones. We don't mess with the USA people. They suck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not as good.
Yeah, I did like Brady's character. I would definitely read, if she did a book on him, I'd definitely read it.
Yeah.
Mason, I would have to think very hard about reading.
I didn't even really like picture what Mason looked like that much. He just wanted to fight everyone.
I know. Yeah.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
When she just woke up and Noah was there trying to like comfort her the whole time, she never really questioned that much like who he was. And I was like, you're not confused by this?
That was another thing when Mason's telling her there's someone else involved, the dad, like that, there's someone else who's hurting for the both of you and stuff. And was she not thinking, oh, maybe it's that guy who's been
Yeah,
around.
she said that about like the dad. The nurse said that boy didn't leave your side. You know, like everybody. It
Yes.
was like so obvious that like it was him,
I
and
Yeah.
like the way he was acting and everything, and like whether you have amnesia or not, like you should read the social cues.
No,
But
it's
like
like, who
everybody
could it
tells you,
be? Who
Yeah.
could it be? And then one thing I was wondering too, they never really told us what the text message was that she sent him that made him like want to come back.
I know. I thought that was gonna be a big thing. Like they were gonna reveal it at some point, and then they never.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that we didn't never found out what was said there.
Yeah.
I think maybe she forgot. And also with the little Riley football, where'd he get that from? Who made that?
I thought he bought it.
Yeah, but why he bought that and got little Riley embroidered on it? I was like, oh my gosh, Noah, why are you torturing yourself? Like, who gave that to him? Oh my god. Yeah, there's just a bunch of little.
Oh wait, didn't I did think it was sweet what she did? Like, didn't she get like the recipes in a book from his
Yeah.
mom?
Yeah,
I
him
thought
and
that was
her
really
and the
sweet.
mom worked together to get that for him.
The
I thought
whole
that was
thing
sweet.
with the mom, I thought I really liked because like I thought that added like more depth to it, you know, like to
Yeah.
his character, and I liked that. And I also liked that like anytime he would get upset or whatever, like he would never really storm off. Like he was pretty like mature about it. Yeah, I think at the campground something happened and she thought he left, but really he had just like gone to get breakfast and come back, and like it wasn't like super petty. Like when they broke up, like it was actually for good reason, and he was like, you know, you need to figure out if you still like him or not. It
Yeah.
wasn't like some stupid like miscommunication. I hate when that kind of stuff happens, you know.
Well, there was even a few times too where she was, I don't know if really flirty or just being her natural self around him, but where he Noah would walk into a situation where she'd be like hugging Chase or hanging on to Chase for too long, or they'd be laughing together, and she would see him and they'd make eye contact, and then she'd run over and he would just be totally fine with her, like not be like jealous or weird. Where the way it was written, it almost sounds like she was being a little bit flirty with Chase, just not thinking,
Yeah.
and then never like held that against her or anything. I really, really enjoyed his character a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sad that he's over.
I enjoyed reading about him.
I did enjoy reading about him a lot. Even too, because Maddie wrote me and she's made a comment about reading about her book boyfriend. And I was like, are you talking about Chase? Because I wasn't that far in yet. So I was like, who is she talking about? Better not be Mason. But once I read him, I was like, oh, I get it, Maddie. I get it.
It was better than A Man Called Ove.
Oh, yes. I will definitely agree to that. Well, actually, maybe
you need to rethink your rating because I think
you're right. Let me see, because I forgot what I rated that. Because it's definitely better than that one. A Man Called Ove. What did I give it? I gave it I gave it a 4. Okay, so I'll rescind my rating, but I need to sleep on it.
okay.
It'll be higher than a 4 though. Yeah, it definitely was definitely better than this book. So yes. I'll think deeply tonight about what I want to rate it. But it will be
just
higher.
dream about Noah Riley and then you wake
I
up
know.
and
I would prefer really to do this in sections. The first third I'd give 1 out of 5. The middle third I'd probably give like a 3 out of 5. The last third I'd give a 5 out of 5. Maybe I'll just average that and that'll
that's a 3 average.
No, I agree because I wasn't even that like when I first started reading it and they were at the beach house. I was kind of like, where is this going?
Yeah.
But once he was introduced, and then I thought his character was kind of random when he like went to the bonfire and then just left. And I was
Yeah,
like,
well, I know
okay.
I knew too when she slept with Chase on the beach. I'm like, oh, this isn't who she's gonna be with. Like, this is gonna be some kind of like issue that like she has to get over. Like, they wouldn't have had this in here, you know.
Yeah.
I did tell Sophia. I just kept thinking like I hope she doesn't go back to Chase. Like I'm gonna be pissed. But then I like they said they're the only like I think they said like say you swear or whatever when they were like cooking, and I'm like okay that's the title of the book. Like hopefully it's Noah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I just kept going back to literally when I thought she killed him off, I was like, I hate this author.
Well, end the recording and tell us about your day.
Oh my god. Yeah, let me end it.